Yo, today we are going to talk about who controls art. I was just at Art Basel, Miami 2024, and I met somebody we're going to talk to today and kind of look at her content. Jerry Gogosian, she's a call her an art world influencer basically, and showed her the gold MAGA hat, and her reaction was a little bit mixed, but she was willing to have me take it out and show it to her, which was cool. And I got to meet Jerry Saltz, who was very nice and gave me his gesture of approval on stage after what the heck are you doing, dude?
Get water.
After his their speech or talk at the Perez Art Museum Miami during Art Basel. So anyway, we're going to kind of review her discussion with a friend of hers, Magnus, and talk about what actually runs the art world, the cultural influence that the art world has on culture at large, and just the power players and how that affects cultural production, art, like what we see in our museums, our institutions, academia, that's all part of the art world. Obviously, money's in the mix, so let's get into it.
For a lot of Democrats in that demographic, I don't think so. And I think that it's so insulting when I literally know so many conservative and Republican collectors who won't say it in public and will wink to me. It's fine. I don't care. I like to sit right in the middle. Who wink to me, and then they buy these Democrat, ultra liberal, to the left artists' works because for them, they're like, it looks cool. Maybe I'll make some money. And the art world is not being open. It's being so inauthentic about what the actual dynamic of politics and money plays in the art world. Again, another reason I cracked up and I was like, this.
And pause real quick. So right there, it's basically, she sounds pretty hardcore like MAGA, actually, right there in that clip, but she's not. I can promise you. What she's talking about there are people who buy art, collectors, and their willingness to sit by and not say anything about, or push back maybe against the narrative that the curators, the museums, probably the artists themselves, like the work, the narrative in the work, all present to culture and the public, and they're just willing to play the game and buy the art in hopes that they'll flip it. That's pretty much my take on her rant there. It's, sort of a rant, I guess. So, I think I'm aware of this. What I like about what Jerry's saying is it's not said out loud. You don't hear people coming from within the art world or even on the outer edge of the art world admitting to this in public out loud. And it's refreshing to hear somebody be honest and authentic in how they feel and see things. And I just want to applaud Jerry for having some, I'm not going to applaud her in what she's saying because that's her business, but just in having some spine and having some integrity and, be willing to say what you believe, I think is awesome. And I'm hoping we get more of that. I'm hoping more people within the creative community can come out and take what they really think and make it into something. So anyway, we can keep going.
For taking an airplane or whatever, ecofeminism, all this shit. Fine, I like people's ideas. I'm not allergic to ideas or philosophies. But when I literally know that people behind that are flying private, whatever, all around the world to hang out with their rich friends, I'm like, this is annoying. I want to see an honest art exhibition put on by rich people about rich people and what they think, because I'm tired of the lying. Jerry Gogosian's about to change. I'm about to go through a transformation. I cannot take it anymore.
I don't know about Hans Ulrich flying private. I know I read his books. I think every email that he writes has the quality of a book. I also don't know if the shows that he's doing at the Serpentine are all focused on the environment. But what I know is that he's been much earlier than a lot of other creators focusing on artists that weren't really in the spotlight.
Hit pause real quick.
I think all.
I mean, Magnus that's all well and good to focus on artists that aren't in the spotlight, but all you're getting is like more grape Kool-Aid. You're not getting any other flavors. You're getting what the art institutions, the museums, the curators, all that political ideology, all the money, what it wants to bring up to the surface, what it wants to promote, the narrative that they want to promote within the work and in culture. So yeah, I mean, this guy might be. I mean, where's the latest person who goes against environmental feminism or whatever it was Jerry mentioned there? Where's the last person Hans brought up and said, "Hey, this work is valid. This work has a fresh take on figurative art or conceptual art, whatever you want to pick. This art is culturally relevant because A, B, and C, but not because it's environmental, not because it's feminist, not because it's empowering, whatever. Why couldn't it just be pro-magnet? Why couldn't it be like this sculpture behind me, gold magnet hat? It's not going to happen. So, I mean, that's a nice sentiment, but it's very shallow.
Next clip.
Yeah.
Matt, I mean, everybody in the world has heard, at least not everybody, but a lot of people have heard of Art Basel. It has reached a point where they're now selling merchandise, T-shirts and sweatshirts with the Art Basel logo in the Art Basel shop, and that's a huge profit center. My books were selling there. It's operated by the woman who used to run and started the fashion store Colette in Paris. Yeah, they brought a dream team there, and the shop is fantastic, and they were selling these sweatshirts. So that just shows how strong the Art Basel brand is. And I have a lot of respect for building up a brand, because so many people have tried to do this and they have failed. Now, let's look at the financials of a gallery that participates at Art Basel. For those galleries that are along I call it the Avenue of Stars.
I think we're going to go past this part. Maybe to the next clip. I mean, it's nice what he's saying, but again, they're talking about the power they have. And sorry, I'm getting a call. The power of the brand of Art Basel is significant. It's a cultural force. I dare say it's a very strong meme. So it would be nice for them to recognize art outside of the political ideology, the left, that we get typically, or just something. I mean, even something that's just super superficial. So like road pop art took us down. Basically, you can project your own message onto, or you can project the message of mass culture, which is controlled by liberal institutions, onto the art. So either way you go, it's just a dead end. And that's I think that the criticism that Jerry Gogosian is bringing toward the art world is founded. And it's a breath of fresh air that she's saying these things. But the problem is that culture is at a dead end. And if you take a survey of the landscape that America is, the culture is stagnant. And that's why Trump won in such a big fashion. That's why this was the biggest comeback in history. This was not what culture wants. This is not what the people want. The culture hasn't been representing people for a long time. It's been representing what Jerry's not able to maybe put into words. It's representing the moneyed interest. It's representing curators' interest or academia's interest, which are very progressive. And that's caused culture that's caused culture, in my opinion, to stagnate. So you're going to see these repercussions within high culture, within high art.
A money-making endeavor. But for all the other galleries that are not part of that small circle, it's a loss-making exercise.
I know.
The dynamic price.
One sec. We gotta turn down the.
Money-making endeavor. But for all the other galleries that are not part of that small circle, it's a loss-making exercise.
I know.
The dynamic pricing would help to increase the revenue of those galleries that needed far more than the top players.
I mean, personally, I already know everything you're saying, not to be like cocky. I'm pretty sure that these art fairs know, and they tier. I mean, I've worked with gallerists who were a part of these fairs, and the relevance, the popularity contest, kernel, middle school popularity contest, that is honestly driving me away from art. is so ridiculous. Like, they have to like pick their top fair that they want to get into, and then like it's like applying to college, and then their fallback fair. And if they get accepted into like Art Basel, they'll pay anything because they want to pay for like the stamp for the brand.
Hey, pause.
And I think that they
Leon, you were there. I mean, we were in that setting at Perez Art Museum, Miami. What did you think of that setting? What did you think of the social environment?
I feel like it almost wasn't even about the art. It was about the people that go there. I feel like a lot of the people that go there just want to be seen, whether it's status, financially, or if it's status within fashion. It's almost not about the art anymore. I feel that, in my personal opinion, it was a little pretentious sometimes.
Sure.
If we want to talk about the art, I think that maybe half of the art I saw there I liked. A lot of it just seems to me like it wants to say something, but it's not being authentic to itself.
Okay, yeah, I mean, great. I think the way I would kind of rephrase what you're saying is, or maybe not, maybe this is my take, is the art we saw on the walls in the museum is obviously catered toward the people who are putting it there. So like, I'm here at the Meme Ranch creating art that is for, let's just say, the MAGA crowd, right? The people who people who attend monster truck rallies, they're very blue collar, just regular Americans. Like, that's who I'm catering to with Meme Ranch. And when you go to a museum, it's supposed to be about high culture. There's supposed to be an academic undertone to everything. That's fine, but that's not art. That's current contemporary art culture. And current contemporary art culture has a problem, right? I mean, it's just too stuffy. And
yeah, I see what you mean.
I mean, we still enjoyed the museum.
So what would be considered real art?
Well, I'm not saying it's not real art. I just
not real art. Wait, what would you consider it, as in the sense of like,
how about that right there?
Original, I guess is
Right
what I'm.
there.
Yeah.
Gold MAGA hat.
It is a very cool sculpture.
I mean, but it's for real people. You know, it's real art for real people.
So you're saying that art at Art Basel isn't for real people. It's catered to, I guess what I'm saying is the pretentious, the rich.
Yeah, I think it's like a reverse circus. You know how like people go to the circus to see the freaks,
It's for status.
right? But so most people who are just tire kickers or just onlookers, visitors to Art Basel, are there to see the freak show.
Mhm.
They're there to see the ridiculously high, freaky.
So they're putting on a show.
Yeah, it's a circus. They're putting on a freak show with the prices of the art, with the philosophy of the artists themselves.
Yeah.
Maybe the artist looks freaky.
I didn't see anything under 12 grand there.
Yeah, that's kind of a starter price.
It's kind of, for me, I understand that art in general, like to be able to thrive, there has to be money involved.
Yes,
But
it costs to make stuff. It costs to live.
But as an everyday American, like not everybody's gonna spend 12 grand.
No.
Almost nobody, unless you're obviously these rich people that go to these things. So my question is why, in the sense of like, if you really want to cater art to art people or to people that, you know, I guess in a way like respect you,
But
like
just be honest, because you said you wanted to make art that made fun of the art because you didn't respect it.
I do.
That was
That's
what you
going to
said.
be one of my future goals is to make
So I think
I don't know,
think you're
some
being
some
too
kind of
nice.
art.
I think you're being too nice about what you saw. I mean, how did you really feel? You didn't really. It wasn't inspiring. It kind of made you want to deface it in a way.
Yeah, most of the art I feel like I really wanted to just I want to make my own pieces of them and meme them because I think that they're taking themselves too seriously. Not to say that some art, I feel like if it really truly has meaning, you won't ever say that too. But when you have, you know, a bunch of fucking random figures, you know, looking like a third grader, just stuck some fucking Play-Doh on some pencils and shit, like, why the fuck would I spend 12 grand on that?
Well, we don't expect. We expect more than that from our other culture. Like in movies, we wouldn't go see a movie that was about that. We wouldn't listen.
Right. Also, you know, I only have to spend $12 to go see a fucking IMAX movie. Actually, it's probably around $18 because I go to the movies
but
pretty often.
It takes zeros off, right? Take like
Right.
several zeros
It's
off.
only $18. Why am I spending 12 grand just to look at this fucking thing?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like,
and also be insulted by the meaning of the work. That's the thing that is probably the biggest, I guess, obstacle is the art world insults. The art world is insulting to America. I'll just say that.
yeah.
The art world
It makes
is
sense.
insulting to America, in my opinion.
And especially its people, because it's not only does it not really represent anything of an everyday person, but it also, you know, it's insulting them financially. Like, it's like, hey, you can't afford this. Fuck you.
Yeah.
And it's pretentious.
The pricing.
They're not making art for art's sake anymore. They're making art to make money.
Or a statement. You know, a statement that nobody wants to hear.
Yeah, but that's second, in my opinion. They're making it for money first. Statement second.
Depends on what level you're at. I think if, you know, the curators don't make their money on a sale per se, they make it another way. So they get paid kind of either way. So they're free to say whatever they want. Art institutions, art colleges, academia, they get paid no matter what. They have tenure, so they can say whatever the F they want. So,
right.
And the artist probably has a little bit of freedom, but guess what? They get reinforced to say these terrible things about America, about MAGA. I'll just say that. So the incentive is there for them to be insulting and disrespecting and just like clueless about what art they should be making.
Mm-hmm.
don't know. I'm on my soapbox now. Jerry's got.
Yeah, no kidding.
Let's do the next clip.
All right.
So centralized. It's already centralized in New York with a few galleries and a few museums consuming up all the attention.
Oh my God, Magnus, I'm so bored. Can we talk about something else?
No, but it's Sunday.
How do you feel about what she just said?
That she's bored about what he was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I like it because she's like the honest person, the honest, objective person who's like, all right, I can't take this anymore. I'm going to call you out on it. I like that.
Okay.
And I've seen this over and over again this week. You were only here for 4 hours, so seeing these galleries and talking to them.
Was she really only there for 4 hours?
Really painful. And art fairs can be
We met her during that 4 hours.
But at the state that they're currently in, it will not work. It has to change. Otherwise, the whole system is already collapsing. It's already in recession and has been for the past 10 years.
And they don't even know why.
To change.
They don't even know why. I guarantee you, if they did like the MAGA, the momentous MAGA show or something, it would be the biggest, it would be such a big hit in the art world and worldwide. Like if they did something really just like, hey, we're going to try our best to make really great art that is going to impact culture, and it's okay to say MAGA, it would probably be embraced.
Well, why does it have to be under the MAGA name?
Because that's the most culturally relevant thing. And it's also the worst thing they would never talk about in a nice way. I'm just saying, like, he's saying that we're hurting. And my plan, if I were to give them a plan, I'd say do something that people want. And that's what they would want. Trump's talking about it. Trump's talking about making art about our heroes again.
I see what you mean.
As president, I mean, nobody talks about art and culture, and he's even bringing it up.
Right. I see what you mean.
Also, like, art just has to be a little more honest and a little less boring.
Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
Listen, every single piece of artwork doesn't need to be like a struggle. There's a lot of other things that make up being alive. Not everything is about some kind of form of persecution. Not everything has to be a sob story. I think that people, bought into a specific discourse for a very long time.
What do you think she meant by struggle and sob story?
Probably feminine narratives or minority type narratives, communist narratives. These are things I've seen in museums, so I'm not making this up off the top of my head.
Right.
So,
Then I think that there has been a general consensus swap over or change where the majority now live in an alternate universe to a lot of people, like a lot of the artists that are like talking in the art world about their experience of being alive. And great, it's valid, it's real, but there's also other things, there's also other ideas. And this is where in my experience, the art world becomes very delusional, much like people that live in ivory towers, where they're talking about their experience, but their experience is like hyper insulated to like a few ideas. And I think that, taking my little break, that's one thing that I sort of hit me in the face. Like, oh yeah, there's nature. Oh yeah, there's like breath work, energy work. Like, you can just go for a walk, like simple things. And I was like, art is about all these things. Art isn't just about like, I opened my eyes in life and it's been torture ever since. Like, I think there has to be a
That's actually a funny line. Did you hear what she said? Did you actually listen to that?
I listened.
It's about all these things. Art isn't just about like, I opened my eyes in life and it's been torture ever since. Like, I think there has to be a progression in the.
Yeah. I mean, I agree. I think I do say like, in a way, I almost feel like she's poking at people that maybe not necessarily just like what you said, like the feminists and the minorities, but like just other stories like that evolve around some kind of struggle. Like I guess what I'm trying to say is like,
Hold on. What is our personal experience at the Perez Art Museum, Miami? What was on the walls?
just random bullshit.
No. You don't remember all that ideological art on the walls there?
You talking about like Elon?
No, dude. Remember all the Los Angeles kind of like oppressed stories that were on the walls?
Oh god damn, yes. That
See,
was
that's what she's
fucking
talking
that
about.
is boring.
That's what she's talking about. That's what we saw.
Boring,
It was on
man.
the walls in the building where she was giving her speech.
That's what she was talking about.
Yes.
Yeah. That I can see that. Like
I mean, are the dots connecting now a little bit?
yeah, no. I see what you mean.
It was nice art. I'm saying the aesthetic was good.
The aesthetic's great, but like I mean, do we need to fill every gallery, every museum with minority struggle art or gender struggle art or
the latest thing,
very
whatever.
very left based art? You know what I mean? Like what about the everyday person? What about, like she said, walking out, on a nice sunny day and just picturing life is just good
right.
for once in a
things that
while.
you would like to write a song about, maybe.
Right. It's just like not every art piece needs to be, a sad, terrible, depressing piece of art. Like,
the art world's kind of become a cartoon in the way hip hop had become one.
it's like a competition. It's like who's going to be the saddest, whose life is going to be the most terrible.
Yeah.
It's like that doesn't speak volumes.
And then you get comments like the one I got on my social media that you saw. That's
That
basically coming from the same place.
she said that white basically essentially saying that you can't cry about anything because you're white.
Mm-hmm.
And first of all, I see that as racist, in my opinion. And by the way,
It's a very low quality opinion.
I'm a minority, so fuck you. I can say whatever I want. I think not I get to say whatever I want because I'm a minority. I think anybody should be able to say what they want, no matter what.
That's right.
But in the liberal state of mind, since I'm a minority, I can say whatever the fuck I want, and you can shut the fuck up.
Yeah, that's what I played. I kind of went ahead and played the what do you call it? The political ideology where you're going off race.
Yeah, I usually, well,
I was like, I went to an HBCU. How about you? Because I knew she didn't.
yeah,
She couldn't say anything.
Yeah, fuck you.
Experience.
yeah, no. I went to a college full of black people. Did you go to a college full of black people?
Not just full. It's top to bottom.
No, it's like 95%, even more.
The administration to the student body, it's historically black run. So
Right.
It's not just my fellow student body. It was the whole college.
So once again, fuck you.
Yeah.
Go live life. Stop living in your
Go
little
live your
liberal.
life.
Stop living in your liberal bubble. No one cares.
Dude, you woke up finally.
Fuck that. I'm not woke.
No, I mean, you woke
I'm just
up.
red pilled.
You were tired when we started, but now you're awake.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do this last clip. Is it one more?
No, we have 3 more.
Okay, let's do them quick.
All right, hold on. Let me get to the fucking time here. Brought to you by Meme Ranch merch.
Meme Ranch art.
If you go to memeranch.com, you can get us some sweet merch.
Get you a gold MAGA hat, 24 karat.
Yep.
It's so nice. to
$5
have
grand,
space
but it's
all
worth
that
it.
stuff. But honestly,
promise you.
we're lonely. Like we just
Listen, how cool would it be to buy this MAGA hat? Considering, especially if some random fucker comes into your house and you got the MAGA hat just sitting next to your lazy boy.
Probably the best.
Fuck a gun. I'm going to whack the dog shit out of his fucking skull with my MAGA hat.
Imprint it right here.
Yeah. That would be a good art piece. Have some fucking blood on
That's
your
about
MAGA
to
hat.
Struggle right there.
Yeah. Talk about some fucking real struggle.
We're just like, it's so hard. Like, I have to make an appointment like 2 weeks in advance to like come to New York and see a friend, or whatever. It's just, it's not a great existence. There's no such thing as like we don't know our neighbors really. Like we don't, it's just a weird place for people like us. So we're gonna move back. So I asked the internet a few days ago. I was like, how,
I almost died.
What do you have a community in the art world in New York? Like, what does that look like? How do you have fun? Like, what do you do? And I got back some names of some galleries.
I think we can go past this now.
Okay.
Not really sure. And what markets are going to boom and selling. I think 2020
Or informal get to
drastically happen until
There we go.
were waiting for the elections
Here we go.
to happen.
Okay.
We wanted to see if
She's talking about her move.
Well, she's talking about what's going to happen now since Trump's been reelected.
Right.
She says there's going to be a boom in the art world.
Would get cut. Like, everything is still, nothing I think will really drastically happen until Trump steps in. But
do you think it will be a good it's a good outlook for the art world?
yeah, I think people need to stop crying. And they also need to like accept.
Damn, wait a minute. Is she red pilled right now?
No, she would not say that. But yeah,
She's
she is.
she's low key red pilled right now.
Oh, I know, but she can't. She wouldn't admit that to herself, whether she realized it or not. She wouldn't let herself.
She would probably be like, "Oh, I'm just saying that from an art perspective."
Jerry Gogosian touched the gold MAGA hat. I didn't say, "Do you want to touch it?" She reached down and touched the bill of it and looked at it in awe. And I think that's the moment she became red pilled. Honestly,
Yeah.
she touched not my red hat. She touched my gold MAGA hat, and Jerry Gogosian became.
Don't let the 24 karat gold fool you. It's red under there.
Dude, I'm trying to do a clip. Jerry Gogosian touched my gold MAGA hat and became red pilled.
It's true.
That was the moment.
It's true.
Be new buyers in the market, and maybe they don't agree with them politically, but if they want to stay alive, they need to sell, and they need to be convincing enough to those people that what they're selling is valid and relevant and a part of the consensus reality of some point. But I think that we're about to enter into a big boom, another big boom in the art world. I think something very positive is going to come out of this, because I think a lot of new buyers are going to come out. I think people are going to be in a spendy mood. I think the markets are going to improve. I'm very bullish on the near future of the art market. So.
And yeah, not only considering that our economy is probably going to be 90% better than it has been the last 4 years, I think more, not even these rich folk, like actual real people are going to want to buy art.
Well, I think they're going to want to buy art about stuff.
And it's going to be, that's good, in my opinion.
I think once people find Meme Ranch, they will want to buy art because it's going to be relatable to their life experiences. To like over half of the country, in fact. And popular, like this is going to be the new popular art, right?
Right.
This is pop art now. Yeah,
and it looks cool. So, oh fuck.
In that regard, I think we'll probably see a lot of art about money. It's just like money art.
Money art.
Like the Daniel Urshans of the world.
You want the next clip?
Wiggle their way like worms out of the soil and come and step into the light. And I'm not saying I like that or I hate that, but I feel like that is another next step that's going to happen.
He's pretty boring to me.
I think it'll actually be a really fun time. It'll probably be like the 80s.
This artist you just mentioned, Daniel Ursham.
Nice. I mean, I think we've reached the bottom of
next
the
clip.
market, and from here it can only go up.
Which is and it's about her in the beat. I heard somebody came to it. She said they're ambitious and they can go fuck themselves. That's why I did. Wait, I have just dedicated so much of my life to trying to help this situation.
This is the last clip,
And
right?
I have been officially turned away for being overly ambitious and a try-hard. They can go fuck themselves. That's why I didn't go to Art Basel this year. And honestly,
Yeah,
it's
good.
the first time I haven't gone to
Okay,
Art
hit pause. I think when you get this sort of mentality, good comes from it because you are seizing the initiative in your life and you're not letting what the outside culture, the corrupt outside culture, I should say in this case, tell you how it is. So go get it. I'm fully for Jerry maybe bringing her vision to the art world, whatever that may be, whether or not I agree with it or not. I think it'll be good.
Right.
So yeah, let's do it. Let's hear more.
Basel since 2005. It feels very weird. That was a mecca for me for a long time. And you know what? If they think I'm such a try-hard and I'm overly ambitious, I'll take my try-hard, overly ambitious ass and I will go somewhere else. And guess what? Somebody
like
will
people-
benefit from it.
I like people who are trying hard and are overly ambitious. I don't see, if somebody would tell me that, I would say, yes, that's who I am. I'm trying very hard.
Well,
and
guess
I'm
what?
ambitious.
Art Basel doesn't want that because they don't want to change. That's my point, and that's why I'm bored with the conversation.
Yeah, I think I can agree with her. I think, quote me on this, death to Art Basel.
Wow.
Because I think I agree with her. I think we're just fucking tired of this shit. And
Speak the truth.
and this is a new era of art that is probably going to be coming soon. And
we're kicking it off.
oh yeah. And
Meme Ranch.
it's just
It's the epicenter.
she's just speaking her truth, and I can appreciate that. And yeah,
It honestly, it's brave. I will say it is
it
brave
really is.
because you have a whole industry, you have a whole culture, really. You have what you would call the pinnacle of culture, of high society, fine art.
Death to Art Basel, because they don't want to change. They don't want to see change. They just want to keep doing what they're doing, and that's not in the consensus of art. It's not art. Art, in most cases, art is about change.
It's very insightful. I like that.
So
Memes are about
Don't want to
change.
change.
memes are about
And
change.
The fact that all these galleries are addicted like a drug.
Because
like a
what is memes? Memes is culture.
It's memes that it's also continually shared and then mutated.
Exactly.
Process.
So,
it
but
is.
it's still culture.
Right.
And culture is about change.
It's like, you know how drugs work, right? Take a little, you have a good time in the beginning. And then all of a sudden you start needing it for just baseline functioning. And then at a certain point, you're losing, but you still need to take more and more in the hopes that eventually you'll get to a midline again. And that's where I think the galleries are at. They're literally addicted to a bad drug, which is these art fairs. It's a bad drug that doesn't want to change, by the way. They don't want to change. If they're listening to this, and I doubt they are, like we're pretty far into the podcast, like they're probably listening to this being like, 9. We will not change. Like they're not interested.
Did you
Death to Art Basel.
All right.
Shit is
That's the flag we're flying here. Death to Art Basel.
yeah. I'm gonna get that in the font of He Will Not Divide Us. Yeah. I hope that if they don't change, they die.
You do change you do die if you don't change. If you cannot evolve little by little,
Mm-hmm.
it's death.
Yep.
So,
I agree.
all right. I think that's where we're going to leave it today. So, good job, Jerry. You can disavow me all you want, but I red pilled you.
Hate me, hate me, hate me.
I red pilled you at Art Basel with the 24 karat gold mega hat.
And you red pilled us
That's
in this podcast. So
Just kidding. You're doing this on your own. You're out there. You're brave. So yeah, surprise us. Bring
yeah.
us some greatness.
Thank you for saying what you said.
Yes. All right.
All right. Thank you guys.
See you at the ranch.
See you.